Welcome. Oh, sorry.
Welcome to the Friday Nights. I'm Jason Sandberg. Fellas, I had a fantastic week. I finally got a chance to read this baby. This is Moonray by Brandon Graham. It's based upon a video game. I don't play video games, not since Pong, but I dig his work. I greatly enjoyed this. Highly recommend it. There's a volume 2, I think, coming out in early July. Don't know how many volumes this will go, but it's very dreamlike, very surrealistic. If you liked his little run on Rob Liefeld's Prophet that he did about 10 years ago, you'll dig this. But so highest recommendation on this one. I also read Ghost of the Badlands. I'll talk about that on another show. That was another great book that I finished this week. As always, I'm hard at work on Jupiter issue 2. I'm doing coloring and second pass inks on Jupiter issue 2. Jupiter issue 1 remains in demand on Fund My Comic and Indiegogo, so go check it out. I hope to be able to share some. I have some finished work that's worthy of sharing with you all in the coming weeks. But I'm in the zone. I'm having a great time doing Jupiter issue 2. Craig, tell me you feel better this week. Tell me your medical maladies are a thing of the past.
So far so good. Yeah, I gotta go in under the knife for something else, but I'm not wearing an eye patch anymore.
Just put ice on it. Just put ice on it when you're done.
He's getting the surgery, boys.
Bouncing back.
I'm quite happy there. Been doing work around the house again, just enjoying the summer. But my reading for this week, as also part of our guest, is Hybrids Volume 1 and Hybrids Volume 2 by Luke Stone. These incredible books. Good luck. I don't know if they're still available. I think you can get them at arrowcomics.com. But yeah, cool. Absolutely beautiful. Like, look how many pages of awesome story if you haven't read.
Yeah. Nice.
Hybrids.
Yeah, if you're a fan of X-Men, Hybrids.
Yep. That's where it's at. And then, of course, just to plug once again, here's Jason's book, Jupiter. I got a signed copy by the editors.
I signed that even. It's got a flip cover and everything.
It's a beautiful book. My issue, Soltac issue 4, also Arrow Comics property.
That Soltac issue 4 has the best choreographed sword fight scene in all comic book history. Highly recommend it.
6 pages of them just taking shots at each other.
You feel the motion, you feel the weight, you feel the movement. Fine comic book storytelling.
I spend lots of time in my bathrobe with with my Darth Maul lightsaber.
Is that what the kids call it?
Okay.
Sword stuff. Nano 13, of course,
nice.
With the beautiful Fund My Comic advertisement on the back. Can't go wrong. Nice, thick, beautiful book. So, yeah, thank you, everyone who's backed and supports us artists. And, again, makes us following our dreams possible. It's much appreciated. Chris, how was your week?
Dude, my week was pretty rocking. Man, so I got Black Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Wow. And this thing, this is the first volume. It's like the origin or whatever, Legacy of Fury.
I'm excited. That means my books are going to be here 3 weeks.
It's it's over 300 pages. I think it's like 360 pages. And then I got volume 1 and volume 2 of the Hidden Dragon series. So this is going to take me a while to read. Come on, guys. And
by the time you finish it, he'll be on his next campaign. So he was a great guest.
On from Beyond.
Yeah, I look forward to having him back. But you have to let us know what you thought once you get a chance to read those.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks beautiful. I mean, it's just beautiful.
Can't wait. I'm so excited.
So yeah, I'm pretty excited to read that. Nano 13 number 2 is under production. I actually don't have a copy in here. You know why? I only have 1 copy left outside of the ones I have boxed up for a signing I'm doing next month. So it's
gonna be a good feeling. You don't have any overprint. I kind of envy that.
It's kind of nice, and I'm super excited. And hopefully at the signing I get rid of the rest of them, but they're all boxed up and ready to go, so. But yeah, man. And AC, welcome to the show. What are you reading? What are you doing?
Thanks, man. I was spending all day just kind of reevaluating my campaign and making a new promo video for it with some new audio I got from Ultimate Kahuna. He did a little narration for me for it. He did just a little part of like the book itself, which I was able to follow along in the video with like the comic art. But what I'm reading this week, not to go full on into that, is Jizadai by Mr. Daniel P. Riley.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Here's the back. Got that nice
Cool.
clean art on there. This is the Color Pop edition. He's got his daughter in on this, doing some of the coloring. So it's a nice like family affair here. With
I've been on a couple of shows with him, and that book looks awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Unique style, like John Wick with swords and
Nice
anime tropes.
Craig, the metrics tell us there's 25 people watching live. Thank you for hanging out with us on this Friday evening. Craig, who's in the chat?
Yeah, so first and foremost, AC was first in the chat. So smash that like button. Thank you so much. I also got a couple more subscribers. Again, thank you. You have no idea how much we appreciate that. That's exactly why we keep doing the show. As long as people keep tuning in and watching. As far as I know, no one said they're stopping, so we're not stopping.
Hell yeah.
Bat sauce, beep beep, let's go. So yes, thank you for joining us. And then a big ultimate kahuna rather. I saw that he had a poll going on with Mel Gibson, and I got nothing but spare time in my hands, so I went out on Twitter. So what's this poll all about? And I wish I'd done some more investigation. I might have skewed it towards Braveheart if I knew what was going on. But I just went with my gut. I voted for Mad Max, and then I realized I was actually losing.
I don't know who won that. It was very close. You got in there in like the last 5 minutes. So
Guys, speaking of polls, real fast, because I'm looking around and I realized I forgot something. But put a 1 in the chat if I should go and grab a gummy.
I'd say do it. Yes. One's in the chat.
One's in the chat.
If you grab a gummy, I mean, I'm gonna have to do something too.
Oh well. I mean, I usually do. I literally.
I got something right over here. So 1's in the chat. Let's go. 2 gummies. 11.
Look at my cool background.
Falcon said good evening Friday nights. Jackknife's got a 1 in there.
I was fighting over control chat because of the poll there. Sorry about that.
It's all good. Good evening Friday nights, Vulcan. Hail Vulcan as well. Again, regular.
Thanks, Vulcan.
Yes. We waited for Jack Nice. Let's go before we kicked off. Thank you as well. Regulars. Every Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. 90 minutes, cover 3 topics with 1 guest creator.
Although really, I want to keep it at 60 minutes, guys, because I really have to finish Jupiter issue 2.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're gonna finish it in half an hour.
Hey, these half hours you guys steal from me every Friday. It adds up.
Digital Aboriginal says 2 gummies. He's voting for 2.
So digital, the one I just took, I'll only take 1 of, but I have some in my bedroom that will I think they're 125 milligram. It's night time if you take 1.
Yeah, right to sleep.
Well, I quit smoking like 2 years ago, but I smoke like I don't know if you need to full screen that, but
well, tonight's the night with Atlantis.
I smoke like
right?
5 of those. I might smoke like 5 or 6 of those a day. I'm a fiend.
Guys, does that mean you quit stuff?
I'm among my people tonight. This is great. I'm happy.
That's right.
For those of you in the chat, I'm the sober driver tonight.
Yes.
All right, where are we at on the chat? Where are we on the chat?
So yeah, the chat's rock and rolling. I actually lost my place here. Hold on.
Well, without it smoking,
we got Mr. and Mrs. Good Stuff in there tonight.
Nice.
It's going to be
good stuff. Says hi, everyone. Yeah, I'm working on it. Good stuff for sure. Digital original. I want full Dennis Hopper mode. Nice.
Careful what you wish for.
Very cool. Yeah, Mrs. Good Stuff.
And for those of you watching, you see Chris Faction on the live streams. You don't know what it's like to be in a DM group with him, or have him call your personal cell phone and leave a message. You have no idea. You pray to God that never.
I'm actually very surprised that one of them did not grab the audio of me screaming into my phone when I was on mushrooms. And
we're not going to do that to you. Yeah. No.
And hey, remember, tag the common nerd, demand Shroomcast.
Shroomcast.
He just moved to a new house. He's getting acclimated, getting settled, getting hooked up. I fully expect that to happen this summer, buddy.
Oh, I hope so. We're gonna have a blast.
Good Stuff's asking. Do you want us to just call you AC or
Andy?
Sure, man. You can call me AC or Andy, whichever.
Andy?
I'm gonna call you air conditioner.
AC or Andy?
Sounds good. Air
How you
conditioner
doing?
Pritchard, man. That's cool. Man.
Good Stuff's asking about the weed hat. Said
Yeah.
he came
What
here
about it?
Friday.
Is
That's
that?
very cool.
Oh, it is. Yeah. I came here for family fun.
That's right.
It is family fun. It's medicine. Helps my wife so much.
And Good
This
Stuff's
is
asking
good
about what am I?
This is good stuff.
Dude, guys,
Go
Matt
ahead.
Bruce got rid of the
all
eye
that
patch because he got a
You gotta stick
cyborg
with-
eye.
So
You guys
Matt,
stick with the
Yeah,
eye patch now.
Mad,
man.
Mad Ruth is wearing the eye patch down below.
Right.
Yeah, didn't
Oh
y'all
my
hear? He's
God.
going
It's
under
now
the
a
knife.
bikini.
No, I got a shot of cortisone. It was messed up. They shot fucking steroids in my eye, and I showed Jason and Chris. Speaking of which, why didn't you guys put that out on blast? I showed him like my eye is all swollen and droopy.
Yeah, it was
we're,
really
we're
gross.
saving it for the clip show. We're saving
Yeah.
it for the clip show. Mrs. Good Stuff, I hate to break news to you. They can't afford glass eyes in Canada.
No.
Canadian
Yeah,
Wouldn't
doctors
want
it's
can't afford it.
actually he got a baboon eye.
Yeah. Vulcan thinks a glass eye would be awesome. I'm not willing to make that.
I think so,
sacrifice.
Dude, if I lost an eye, I'm going with a glass eye. It's gonna have the Republic of Texas flag symbol
Bro,
on it,
yeah.
you know,
Yep.
or maybe the bloody arm or something.
Well,
Yeah, I mean,
in like 3 years, it'll just be there'll be people plucking their own eyes out to like stick a cyborg eye in there or something. You know what I mean?
Probably, and
Or
those
like that'll be the
people-
neural eye or like the eye or something. You know?
Carrying
Apple
a
eye.
cell phone is just so inconvenient.
I know.
Yeah.
You just gotta pluck your own eye out, bro.
Or it'll be a
You do all
magic
that
ape.
work pulling the phone out of your pocket.
It'll be a magic
So
eight ball.
primitive.
Yeah, exactly. You could do that with a glass eye, magic 8-ball.
You could.
Dude,
Getting
yeah,
going
that
with
would
Forster
be-
and-
You want to know your
Take
fortune
your-
and just
That's right. Good party trick. Zoom in close with the chicks.
yeah.
We've got 41 people in the chat watching us live. Everybody, thank you for taking time to hang out with us on Friday. We know we want to help you kick your weekend off and have a good time. Thank you for hanging out and spending time with us. No, he's here. He's here.
Oh,
Aaron,
nice.
how you doing?
Aaron, thank you for showing up.
Mortal
right.
Rising. What up, man?
So 44 people watching live. Thank you for hanging out with us. Craig, I have been super busy at work this week. I kicked butt at work. I dominated, knocked it out at work. I
used to
deserve
have
a
a job.
raise. So subsequently, I did not have time to stay abreast of the news. What is our first
Stay in
topic
tip.
this week?
So our first topic here comes from Unilad, and this is an interesting one. It's kind of mind-boggling that this is a new discovery, but like I said, every week here on the Friday nights, we bring you the best 3 stories of the week. So scientists discovered missing continent after 375 years. So this continent confused experts for many years. No second action read. With how long the human species had been on Earth, it's surprising how many new discoveries are made each year. Science has advanced so much. However, this goes back as far as Roman times, looking at the old maps, to there being another continent down, basically encompassing Eastern Australia and New Zealand, and then heading south that way. They believe that, well, they have proven that land was actually like 10 feet or so higher back then. And there was more of a landmass, and then just over the time, going back 500, 600, 700 years, that land ended up underwater. And then, like they said, for 400 years, everyone's baffled because on these maps it shows a continent and nobody could really find it, so they just sort of gave up. However, the discovery's been made. They figured out there is an actual continent there, just below the surface, like 400 meters. So they're actually excavating. What you call it? What archaeologists do?
Excavating.
Remnants of roads
Escalating.
and anything
Yes.
just south of Zealand, and they're trying to potentially see what kind of civilizations were there.
Andy, before we let Chris Faction go whole hog on his Atlantis theories, if you were Lex Luthor, how would you take advantage of this in terms of a huge real estate scam?
In terms of a huge real estate scam, well, it's obviously prime territory to have a secret underwater layer that is protected by like miles of stone, right? Because I would imagine if the continent is just under the water there, I mean it's a devil's playground there as far as evil geniuses go, right? You could exploit it by like having a sea creature theme park where it's like, you hide your lair beneath, some sort of Disney World type thing like they do in real life, like and get some sort of like extra monetary thing in there. Probably if I was Lex Luthor, I would keep it squeaky clean though, to be honest, so that you don't draw any eyes, right?
Absolutely. Divert your funds into legitimate business enterprises.
Yes.
Craig, is this basically the mounting evidence is making the establishment scientists gradually concede and give ground and give way to admitting what they've been hiding us from us for so long, is that Atlantis is real? Craig, is this the tipping point?
Yes, I'm beginning to learn over time that all these things that were considered crazy, kooky conspiracies are more and more of them are turning out to be like true. It's kind of getting scary.
Not just
All
I
right.
was gonna say like some of the dates, like in the article, even like it's getting to the point where like when they make new discoveries, if they just kind of repeat what the mainstream is, the mainstream is wrong. Gobekli Tepe kind of proved that that the whole narrative is kind of messed up or at least skewed at best, right? So if they just wholeheartedly repeat the mainstream, then it's like a lot of people are already raising their eyebrows. Like,
well,
okay.
that whole scenario doesn't make sense. I mean, okay, so you got the Younger Dryas melt, and then just all of a sudden these people emerge from caves, and they all of a sudden know how to farm.
Right,
they know how to use stones. They know how to use
Yeah.
circles. They know how to build pyramids and mathematics and geometry. And like, that's a hell of a lot of science right after an ice age melt.
Oh, not only that, like if you look at Gobekli Tepe, it's obviously like some sort of observatory. I mean, like you look at all the symbols, they were looking at the sky.
Right.
It would make sense if the Younger Dryas catastrophe was what a lot of people think it was, where a comet or asteroid or something came and hit the glacial wall in like Canada or something like that, is what they think. Then the survivors would be like, yo, you got to watch the sky because every once in a while it destroys the world.
There is a star map on walls of Tepe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's all they did. That was their version of television, was watching the sky for, information and seasons and
well, and like I've talked about before, is they saw a completely different sky than what we see because we have so much light pollution.
Right.
I mean, the vast majority of people on Earth are looking at a dull sky compared to what the human history had been watching.
You spend time in the desert in Afghanistan, it is trippy looking.
It is.
Yeah, even the desert in like West Texas or out in California, you can get a pretty clear view of the sky. But yeah.
Have any of you guys seen the Northern Lights?
Yeah.
I have not.
Magic. Canada, right? Yep, you've seen. Yep. That's like kind of the same thing as, there's all these things that like when we're exposed to the real sky and stuff, it's like just magic, right? And you can almost forgive our ancestors for, doing this kind of thing. But like when you take a closer look, like I mentioned the star map, that is that's a universal date. They did this. They have a star map on CERN. They have one on the Hoover Dam. They put star maps on like everything that they expect to just like last forever. And it's so you can calculate the exact date. They wouldn't do that unless they knew. And there's also the whole, it was buried on purpose. And when you take a wider look at the Gobekli Tepe area, there's a nearby like Sarahan Tepe and like these other tepes. And it basically is like a multiple 100-mile, like
interconnecting
area.
Tunnels and stuff. Yeah, because they were living under the ice age.
Yeah, it's a metropolis. Yeah, it's crazy. And there's many, by the way, there's many layers of Gobekli Tepe.
Yeah.
They just uncovered the top one, realized there's so many going down further, and then they just stopped.
I mean, they had cattle and everything underground, like animals for slaughtering underground, burials, cemeteries, crops, and like it's crazy.
Hey guys, don't forget that everybody, we talk about Atlantis around here, but there were also the legendary continents of Mu and Lemuria. And where this is, that would be closer to the area they believe Mu was. And Mu wasn't necessarily like a continent as we think of. It was more like the Philippines, where it was tens of thousands of islands peppered across the Pacific.
Yeah. Yep. Because what would happen to all the little islands if like 1,000-mile high wall of water, surges across the planet at hundreds of miles an hour? Like those islands are gone.
Chris, what's the next domino to fall in the slow acknowledgement that Atlantis was real and they had advanced technology? What's the next thing? What's the next thing to watch for in the news?
I mean, if they find the jade tablet, something like that would be pretty insane. I don't think they will, but that would be nuts. I mean, according to what the stories about the jade tablet is, it prophesied that Thoth, Chahute, Hermes Trismegistus would return, and that is like the harbinger of the apocalypse, So, and you guys already know I'm pretty much a doomer, so
I have a couple thoughts on that too. Well, there's always the Vatican Library. There's the possibility of America declassifying some stuff because our government is obviously extremely secret. There's obviously the same chance for like Russia to do it just to spite the Western world. If we're trying to hide something, that's a great way to get back at us, is just to start revealing truth. And the final option I would say would be China, because China has, I don't know if you guys know this, hundreds, if not thousands of pyramids that they refuse to acknowledge or touch. Like they're purposely leaving it buried because like a lot of these things were buried with trees planted on top and shit just to forget. And I mean, I personally think that's just to mimic the actual pyramids that were buried by the flood. Because
Craig is an expert in geopolitics. What's the over-under for China claiming this continent for the People's Republic of China?
Oh, good question. If they can build something on it, for sure. But like I said, it's like 400 meters below. Like that would take a lot of time to build up those sandbars. China more or less likes to repossess things that are easier to just put some structure on.
You know how they said that like ancient Roman maps showed this continent? Well, we know why it doesn't exist anymore. If you look at the shape, it looks like a foot. And Rome existed in the boot. So they couldn't have that. They destroyed this place because of foot envy.
Yeah. Louisiana's next.
Took Carthage, took out Corinth, and then took out this continent.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happened for sure.
Yeah. Believe me, I know everything.
That's funny.
That is so interesting, though. A whole continent, man. Like, and I gotta like redirect attention to like just south of like India. I think there's maybe some weird stuff going on there.
That's where they think Lemuria was.
Right. And like Madagascar is kind of like the edge of it. If you want to imagine that. And then you mentioned Mu. Of course, that area is probably the higher elevation. Sorry.
Elevation.
Yeah, the higher elevation of that area when the flood came through. That's why those are buried too. Those heads have entire bodies, by the way, beneath the ground.
Mount Rushmore?
Yes.
The Easter Island. Yeah.
Easter Island.
The thought is that the heads of Easter Island, they're all facing the lost continent of Mu as a reminder of where they came from.
That's fascinating.
Yeah. But there's some crazy stuff about Easter Island. Like if you really dive deep into it, I'm pretty sure they opened a portal to hell and real freaking demons came out and killed all of them.
CERN?
They say something about trees, but I'm like, yo, read up on that. The devil.
bro. CERN.
All right. Well, we will continue to bring you news about the unraveling cover-up about Atlantis. Craig, what's the next topic?
Yeah, another bit of exciting information. So I believe we talked about this on a previous episode there with Voyager, and it came up. Well, how long ago was the communication? So I looked into it. So NASA Voyager 1 is again sending readable data back to Earth for the first time in 5 months. So in November of 2023 was the last time it sent data. And what had happened is one of the chips responsible for packaging that data and then transmitting it in bursts back to Earth, that chip malfunctioned. So this is crazy. They sent this thing up like a year after I was born. 1977 is when they launched Voyager 1. And they're still doing programs to work around that chip malfunctioning so that they can continue to get retrievable data from this thing. Almost nearly 50 years ago, they sent this up to outer space. Voyager 2, however, is working just fine. In 2018, it had finally reached the outer edge of the solar system.
It's not Viger yet.
No, not yet.
It's on its way.
But yeah, so we're still talking to both of them. They're still sending back data, so it's very cool stuff.
So you're saying there's potential hope that NASA could get my Betamax working again?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, when they're not working on climate change and diversity.
So I was unavoidably detained. The episode you had Joe Sontag on, we talked about, and I put together the slides for software updates and how inconvenient they can be. You don't happen to have those slides handy, do you?
I might be able to find them.
I don't want to derail the show, but
just give me some chance to.
Because I'm sure someone will be late to work because their scooter was updating, but.
Scooter, the updating scooter.
It's going to take me some time, so
I'm sorry. I should have said, hey, let's do the let's take a second bite of the apple for these software updates,
guys. If K-pop shows up, we will have the most females in our chat that we've ever had,
that we know of. Hey, and you're a biologist. AC or Andy, is his place on fire? What's going on there? Is he okay?
Apparently, yep. Apparently, he's telling us
they got to him.
He's running. He's getting out. They got to him. Guys, look, I understand it's a risk coming on a show with me that you will immediately be put on a list. You could possibly be disappeared.
So, how's that for glasses? Eh? I'm telling you, these things are great.
Nice job. Nice job.
Yeah.
Okay, we will wait for AC or Andy to get back on the show, and then we'll get his input on the topic of software updates.
Guys, don't forget when you get Jupiter, and then of course we hear that Jupiter 2 is on its way. Is you get your Bitcoin. This is 1 Bitcoin, and it comes with Jupiter. Does it still come with Jupiter, Jason?
No, it's an add-on. That's the Jovian tier. You get the challenge coin.
Yeah,
very nice.
And yep, there you go.
I think I got one of those.
It's beautiful. I love it.
And I have been just as a test. I've been carrying mine around in my pocket for about a year and a half or so, and it's holding up. So I'm definitely going to do another challenge coin for issue 2. Nice. But it's this is listen. It's quality material.
It is.
Quality material.
It is. Hey, and chat, if you saw my post on Twitter yesterday, my youngest brother graduated basic training, and I talked to him today while he was on the bus on his way to AIT. He's going to be a 13 Fox. That's right. My little brother is going to be a fister.
That's a smart looking uniform for sure.
Yeah, they went with the old school. Honestly, like when I was in, we had the blues, and I like the blues better, but those greens still look pretty sharp. And they get the little hats, the
wedge.
Yeah. I didn't have those. We had to wear the stupid beret with our dress clothes. Hate that. Hate it. And shaving. Hate that too.
Fisters.
That's right. Vulcan knows. I worked with a few fisters when I was in. That didn't, unless you're in the military, that sounds awful.
So, how long you want to stare at this software update?
I guess,
man, I don't know.
Actually, you know what? Do you have? Do we have any clips we could play to stall for time, or are they all like if you play the Batman mid episode, is it going to goof anything up while we wait for our guest?
Hold on here. Let me see what I got.
Of course, good.
So this is a first ever Friday night's intermission. We're half hour into the show. This is your opportunity to do what AC or Andy's doing, which is go take care of the kid, or go refill your beverage. Go get more Cool Ranch Doritos.
Cool Ranch Doritos, guys. Seriously, if we're gonna have an intermission, do y'all want to watch a clip, or do you just want to watch me going? So
what I'm looking for everybody who's watching right now to screen cap this picture of me with the chips here, and then post it on Twitter and tag our friend Hojo, and do hashtag Cool Ranch, because that boy has excellent taste in comic books. He's a fantastic comic book creator, but he's got terrible taste in chips. And he disparaged and trash talked our Cool Ranch Doritos. So make sure Hojo lives to regret his hot take.
Yeah, exactly. And you guys tell Hojo that we sent you.
Yeah,
we sent you. All right. Anyways,
I can play his trailer while we wait if you'd like.
Oh yeah.
Let's play his trailer. That works.
Okay, so here is while we wait for Andy to return, here is the trailer for Saga of Sunsets.
He said to call him AC or Andy.
Music insisted. Tivus has seen dragons feasted upon them.
Jarl Horfist could not say which gods could save them from the storm approaching, only that all roads led back to the winter gods, the mother of life and father of death.
This is our home now.
Himin bitterly thought.
A wooden casket to die in somewhere over the endless water, and a balloon to send off as a gift to the father.
He shuddered, not from the wind, but from an icy feeling of unease creeping up his spine.
At least I can feed the fish,
he mumbled, spitting over the side.
Then the cycle can continue, and I'll be reborn as a Leviathan.
He looked to his twin sons, Seagull and Pidgeal, consumed by religious debate and every bit the image of their late mother. Himin sighed.
My boys, though, their time has not yet come.
Nice
cliffhanger.
Andy, we were just vamping. We were just killing time, waiting for you to come back. How's the take?
Oh, he's good. A little tuckered out. Sorry.
You know what they say? Never live stream with children or animals.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. So Andy, we have a bit of a show where we do the technology beat. We cover the technology beat stories that the mainstream media won't cover. One of them is the inconvenience of software updates. There's a story recently about a guy who was late to work, and his excuse was the e-scooter was doing a software update. Can you believe that? Unbelievable. Craig, what's the next slide?
Sure. By the way, I found a place near me that rents those scooters. You can stick money in it and pull one of them out. I'm really tempted to rent one and just take him for a rip.
When I was in Dallas for the Fan Expo, those scooters are all over the place downtown Dallas.
But what happens if you like go 50 miles and it's out of the charge runs out? People just like leave them, or how does that work?
Like, what is your responsibility? Yeah, like, can you just take it and stick it in your car and leave? Like, how does?
Well, they have like GPS on them or something, and I think they automatically shut off if they go outside a certain zone or whatever. But yeah, like you just ride it around until you run out of payment and everything. It dies. You leave it right there, and then somebody else just comes and gets it. And
that's crazy.
And I guess it like lets you know if it needs to be returned to a charging station or something.
So Andy, another thing that people just are not talking about, something that affects millions of Americans every year, is when they're in an elevator and the elevator stops due to a software update. And if you're someone with claustrophobia, if you're on your way to work, it can be very traumatizing. What would you think if you were stuck in an elevator and you just had to wait for the software update?
Oh, I would totally think it's like a 3-letter agency hacking in.
It's actually worse because look at that picture.
Yeah.
Devil.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
That red-headed lady is the devil.
Well, it's like who do all the elites worship,
Oh, you're right. The devil.
Craig, what's the next slide? We did talk about the NASA's update to Voyager, and thank goodness that they were able to get in touch with Voyager. As we know, if Voyager does mission creep, if it loses contact with Earth and loses mission, shit goes down. It's not good. It's not good.
Right. And Voyager, is that the probe that went by Saturn?
Yeah.
Saturn?
It's past our solar system now. They're on their way out. Right.
Yeah.
Great beyond.
They keep saying that it's communicating with us. We all know it's communicating with the whales.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, next slide. Software updates can affect anybody, even if you've got proprietary software. If you've got your own BAT mainframe and your BAT software, it's still going to update your Batmobile. And, you do not want this to impact the apprehension of a criminal, particularly a super criminal. So, yes, software updates even can hit the Cape Crusader.
You think if Bruce Wayne accidentally hit a software update, he'd be stuck in the Batmobile, wouldn't be able to fight crime?
Exactly.
Bruce Wayne?
Exactly.
The millionaire guy? What does he have to do with Batman?
It's true. No, nothing.
That's true. Yeah. Nothing anymore. Anyway.
But yeah, I mean, you're in hot pursuit against the Joker, and you don't want him to get away, and you got to pull over for your Batmobile update. It's not good. Not good.
And we all thought it lost a wheel. Turns out, software update.
That's right. Craig, what's the next slide? So as domestic robots become more and more common, it is very inconvenient if you're using your personal robot and at the most inoperable, intimate time, it seizes up on you because of a software update. Very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. Andy, do you have a robot at home?
Well, actually, the Amazon Echo thing.
Close enough.
And I mean, like the TVs and every device nowadays, right?
Okay. So I want to, when these things shut down for an update, like do they
mid-use?
Right. Sure. It could be mid-use, but like, I'm thinking that, like it's going to stiffen up and go back to factory default, So the mouth is going to snap shut.
Andy, you've been called out publicly here. This is yeah.
That's my wife. That's my wife.
So I assume it started.
Echo is your wife?
It started with Alexa, talk dirty to me, and then next thing you knew.
Yeah. It's disclaimer, not a robot. I swear, definitely not a robot.
All right. Well, it's just a matter of time, fellas. It's just a matter of time before a man marries his sex robot. The robot divorces him and takes half of his stuff.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of time.
You know it's coming. We might
Andy,
reach a time though where AI does things for us, like
Right.
picks good stocks, and you can start a business with an.
The
I was
world's
wondering how long
gonna
does it take
crumble
people?
well before that.
So the AI will get together and they will front run the stock trades, and then they'll get the better of us. Andy, have you heard of these guys that have the AI girlfriend?
I think I have actually. I haven't seen one specifically, but I've definitely heard of like a few of them. That's a thing for sure.
That's gross.
Yeah. Dead internet theory, right? So,
Yep.
Hey, robots need love too.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
No, they don't. I've seen the Terminator.
Chris,
I've seen Transmorphers in real life.
Chris, I like how quick you were with that. All right. So I think on the topic of software updates, I think we've covered it. We're all good. Oh wait, Jackknife's got a recommendation here.
Oh,
all right.
I'm
don't
telling
know.
you, it's a
I'm not
$1 million
doing
idea.
that.
You're gonna see YouTubers with the co-host. It's gonna be a very attractive.
Yes, that will
female
most definitely
AI
happen.
robot. It's happening. If
Does
it
she
hasn't
get the
happened
super?
already.
Does she get the super chats though?
Like she will. That'll
Well,
work.
I think you have to pay subscriptions for these nasty things. It's so gross. Come on, guys, get out there. Talk to a real person.
Yeah, at least try.
At least like you got a chance at grabbing a booty.
Yeah.
With
All right,
the
we've got-
AI thing. You ain't gonna grab no booty.
We've got 57 live viewers. I don't think it's only because of the robot sex dolls. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us and sharing some laughs on this Friday evening. Craig, what is our third and final topic for tonight?
Third and final topic. Yes, this is interesting one here that happened.
All right.
Also, too, stay for our very last outro. I put videos for all three of these in there. So when you wonder why the scuba diver there is digging, he's actually on a bit of roadway for the lost continent. But I'm going back at a topic. This one here, Barista reveals what really happened after she smashes a customer's windshield with a hammer for throwing coffee in her face. So you can actually watch the video and you see there in those images. Buddy opens the car door and gets out. Whatever the exchange, like again, it starts kind of when he gets out of the car. Needless to say, though, he just chucked the drinks in her face, and then obviously she reaches out. She had a hammer handy. I don't know, like that's kind of strange. And then it just gives his hammer a good smack.
Wait, where was this?
Seattle.
Oh yeah, that's why she had it.
Yeah.
Was it a hot drink?
No, they look like cold iced tea. He was rattling the ice, so yeah, at least yeah.
Oh shit!
That doesn't make it any better though.
Did she deserve it?
Well, yeah. So I'm not going to mention names of people because I don't want to dox people. But I've had people say that like as a customer, like yeah, I get it. They threw their drinks in your face, not cool. But is that enough to wreck someone's windshield over with the hammer? Some people are like hell yeah, and then some people were like, nah, she kind of took it to the next level. So I don't know.
Andy, if insurance is going to pay for a broken windshield, is there really no crime, no foul?
Well, it depends. You want society to work, So, but
they do.
But like insurance is no, they don't. But like insurance in general, you could argue there's a lot that are really scammy. Some are really needed though. Like especially like. Some of the more obscure ones that you wouldn't even think of, like in areas that have like a lot of earthquakes and fires and stuff.
I would say that it enables people to live in places that they would otherwise not live.
Yeah, actually, that's a really good point. Maybe don't live there. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Chris, the guy wanted a 32-ounce coffee and a 24-ounce bottle of water. The bill came to $22. Maybe perhaps he was being robbed?
Possibly. Honestly, if someone approaches you with a hammer and like you're not framing a house, chances are you are being robbed.
Yeah. Did he tip? Did he tip?
Maybe she thought his ass was an anvil.
Craig, I did not have a gummy, but I'm a bit confused. The picture on the top or bottom, is this like a before and after?
Yeah, I know. If you notice the one on the top, she don't have the shoulder tattoo, and then it's there, and she got more tattoos than the bottom one.
Oh
So
yeah,
it's-
shoulder tattoo. That's what I was paying attention to.
In the time it takes Unilat and AP News to run out to the Starbucks, she gets more tattoos.
Well, yeah, they become addictive, right? They just sort of like pop up on their
Dude,
own.
it doesn't take long to get a tattoo.
Getting attention, I guess, right?
Yeah.
I imagine it's an old stock photo.
Man, if I would have been there, I would have watched and I would have laughed and I would have been like, nailed it.
So, Chris, I do not work for the Federal Reserve Bank. I'm not on the open market committee. I don't make these decisions about quantitative easing and purchasing of assets and inflation.
And that's actually a shame.
That is probably a shame.
Missed opportunities.
Because Austrian economics. So.
However, in my portfolio of leading economic indicators that should theoretically be helping me guide decisions about monetary policy, bitches with hammers cracking windshields over the price of a coffee, should that not be a warning sign that perhaps we've printed too much money?
Yes. We're going to just go with a flat yes.
Yeah. And I like Immortal Rising's crisis actors comment for sure. For sure.
The thing is like, okay, so I do believe in some of the crisis actor narratives, but the thing is you have an entire generation that has seen people go viral and become the most popular people in the world over the dumbest stuff. So everybody is looking to make a scene. Even if you look horrible, at least you're popular or whatever. And
after 5 minutes of fame.
And you are 100% correct, but then you add to that the Saul Alinsky cry bully tactics, and you can't believe anything.
Right.
Yeah. You nailed it. For sure.
All right. So Andy, are you in a good place? Can we start talking comics?
Yeah. It seems quiet at the moment. He's just a little tired. That's all.
All right. So the fact that we've got a youth, a dependent youth, a beautiful child who is a dependent of a comic book creator, that is not a cheap gimmick to get more people to back his book. We are not milking the fact that he's a dutiful father.
No,
we are not milking the fact that he's going against the wishes of Bill Gates and having children. We are not going to take advantage of that for political gain. Or to grift on this. This is just a good little family scene of a creator with his kid.
If you thought those diapers were cheap pre-COVID, eh? Like, can you imagine?
Jason didn't give a long enough pause for me to make the joke. Did you just say Utes? What is Utes?
Oh man. No, that's his genuine moment. He just like woke up from a nap and was really crabby as all guys. So I appreciate everybody bearing with us.
Something we like to do is we like to see where you're at before we start looking at the book. So you're at 4 backers. Jackknife, make note of that. 4 backers. 4 backers, Jackknife.
4 whole.
Yeah, so I had a couple questions. Obviously, I went through your campaign. I brought your campaign almost to the point of backing, but I didn't want to back because I knew you're coming on our show. Is shipping going to happen after this fulfills? Because it brought me pretty much okay.
So it's not fully though. Basically, as soon as the 60 to 70% mark of the campaign is reached, and I'm going to go in and edit this when I finish my new video. Now that I understand it a little bit better, but yeah, there's essentially it's good to go at like the 60% mark roughly, and from there I'll just fulfill as it goes. You know what I mean? Like first come, first serve in the order, just to make sure that the people who did back get their stuff still. You know, that's one of my top priorities. Not just finishing it, but like actually getting it to people. Obviously.
And then, do you know what you're shipping international or like to Canada? Like, are you going to differentiate? Or are you going to put a one flat rate for anything outside the U.S.? Just curious. So,
since this is since I'm pretty early to comics still, and kind of doing it all, just pulling myself up by my bootstraps here, I think I'm going to probably play it safe and just do U.S. and Canada if possible, because I have a feeling Canada won't be that hard to ship.
No. No, so usually it's like 20. I always want the shipping to be less than the book. It's a big thing for me when the shipping exceeds the price of the book. I typically walk away, unless the book is super cheap. I've had guys where the book was like $5 and the shipping was 10 or something. So okay, that's no big deal. Right?
Yeah.
But I will mention too, you do have a digital tier for $10, which a lot of people are a fan of, and
Awesome.
anyone in the world, right, can get that digital tier.
Yep, and I have a deluxe digital too. I will be offering the audiobook with that just for $5 more.
Yeah,
just so you can have both.
Guys, he's got a hardback on there.
Yeah, and then I was going to ask about the 70-page count because I'm looking at these graphics. These are some thick. Is that the forecasted size of the book? Like,
That's
is it
thick, boy?
Yeah.
Well, that is just a mock-up.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna edit and evolve it as it goes. But since it's 72 is roughly a thick boy anyway.
Yeah.
That's. I just figured I'd get a thick representation.
Okay. Cool.
I like thick representation.
So those are the big questions I pulled up, but I'll scan through your campaign. Thank you for answering my questions. If you want to stop on anything and talk about it, as I scroll through. So all this artwork's by Luke, right? Luke's illustrated the whole book.
Yep, this is all beautiful artwork by Luke Stone. The guy is just a champion, to be honest.
He is.
Knocks it out of the park.
We love Luke.
How long have you been working on the book? Like how far through completion?
Well, I think I wrote the story initially like over a year ago, for sure. And since then, it's just developed more and more from just a narrative prompt submission to anvilmagazine.com,
Nice.
evolving into like an actual short story collection on Amazon, which it changed greatly from that process. And then the process from that into comic book form, changed it greatly. And got me the preview, a 15-page proof of concept base is the way I look at it, as a proof of concept,
Nice.
in Anvil Magazine. And that whole thing, open and close, was a learning experience that I've applied to this. And the first week of this has been a learning experience that I'm going to apply to the rest of the campaign. So I'm sure you guys understand, just like it's like every time you turn a corner, there's like, you see another corner down there, you know?
Yep. Of course. The learning experiences. Yeah.
But I am trying my damnedest, and me and Luke Stone are a pro-family team. Pro-family out for obvious reasons. I think Luke used to be a pastor too, even though I talk about all this Celtic and Viking symbolism and stuff, I take a very largely neutral stance. I'm able to combine all that and hold two ideas in my mind at the same time.
Right.
But I will say I do gravitate towards Christians, especially in like the modern the modern landscape. Like holy crap, man. It's pretty rough out there, to be honest. But
just religion in general. I mean, there seems to be just this concerted effort to bring down religion nowadays.
Anything that gives you something to fight for, I think that's what it is. Yeah, at least in the West.
No, Jackknife. We said no.
But yeah, these are all placeholder covers too. I would love to reveal a new cover for you guys. Luke just finished it up today, just in time for you guys' show.
Sure. Do you know how to share screen with StreamYard?
Yeah, I do. Just give me 1 second.
Yeah. Guys, we got a heads up about this earlier today from Luke. He told us.
Oh, he said he was going to work extra hard on this cover. Yeah, he was hoping to get this cover done today.
Sick.
So this kind of gave him some extra motivation, which always love our Friday nights exclusives. So
Heck yeah. That's why y'all got to tell everybody to come. You need to be watching this show. And if you know anyone that you would like to see on the show, tag them and us on the Twitter, X, whatever you call it. The gummy is in full swing, homies.
Yeah.
Vulcan Liz, thank you for showing your support. Much appreciated.
So yeah, we got the old king here. This is Tyvis. His name's Tyvis the Horned Eagle, and he's the owner of the longship that's flying around.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Essentially, and that's kind of how it worked in history. Is with the Vikings, is they had an owner of the ship that was with. It wasn't always just like, you know what I mean. The owner of the ship is separate than everything else.
Yep.
So cool. Can you scroll down that image? Just curious to see the rest of this piece. There you go. Very cool. That might be Voyager right there. You never know.
Could be.
Right. There is very, very like very exploratory vibes to the story too. It's very new world, like you mentioned Voyager. Is that Star Trek reference?
Yeah.
And Aaron has a question about
two questions.
when are you going to go on press?
Go on press.
Yeah, when you get print.
When you get print?
Oh yeah. As soon as I can. As like the first priority is finishing the book, and then the next is print, and then the next would be shipping. And if it comes down to it, I'll pay shipping out of pocket, just because it's not part of like actually creating the comic. You know what I mean? Printing is, but yeah.
So last July, the post office finally got their act together, and they created this ship method called Ground Advantage. And I'm not joking. You can basically take a Gemini mailer and ship it most places in the U.S. for $5. It'll get there in 3 days. So a strong point is we now have the means to really lower some of these shipping prices. So take advantage of it, because it's going to swing some people on the margin. It's going to swing them your way. So.
And you avoid some of the media mail stuff that happens. You'll get post office people on a bad day. They'll say, "There's a fun comic book in that shark." And they'll say, "It contains media." It contains advertisements, and they'll throw it in the garbage can when it doesn't, and you're screwed, right? Then you got to send another one.
Yeah, that sucks. You should definitely send some of that over to me after the show or whenever, because that would be very useful. I've been calculating about $7 to $8 per. Just for shipping, it's going to be a thick boy, and some of them will be hardcovers. So I'm trying to just like give myself some breathing room a little bit, just to make sure it's all possible, and kind of learn from my peers. I saw, I think Rippaverse just dropped one at $18. That's the exact same length as mine. So I was kind of thinking about dropping one of these down to like the $18-$20 tier, just since that's kind of part of the expectation, so to speak. I know he's bigger, but I mean, it would be cool to be able to do that. Right?
Like I said, the price points are good. Just I know myself, when the shipping exceeds the price of the book, it really people walk away. They always anticipate the shipping to be cheaper. So I think as long as you keep those margins good, you should be fine.
Okay.
I do got one other question though. I forgot to bring up about the stretch goal. Is that the necessary goal that you need to hit in order for this to happen, or is this going to be one of those where you're going to do it no matter what?
I for sure, this means a lot to me. It's directly from a story I adapted. It's not just like an idea I'm pitching, and it already exists. Like all this art is literally from a physical comic that I have it right here. I could show it off right now. You know what I mean? I have the comic.
I'll give you a full screen here. Hold on a sec.
Okay.
Here you go. Yep, there you go.
All right, give me one.
No, you got 15 pages in there, right?
Here's if I can.
Man, that's so cool.
Nice,
dude.
Yeah. I mean,
guys, indie comics are the best comics.
Yeah, no. It's another Luke Stone book too. Like,
man, I'm not on the screen, so I can pick my nose up.
Yeah, that's awesome.
This one's one of my favorites here.
Beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful pages.
So yeah, you got. He's really good with like emotions, like happy people. That happy smile. Like he's fantastic at that, and that's important. I mean, we will see how he is at the end when there's not as many smiles going on. No spoilers, but
I like that it's a one shot too, like you were advertising the trailer. Like the saga begins, the saga ends.
Yep.
Wait a minute. Andy, you're doing it all wrong. Brian Michael Bendis taught us how to write comic books. You take your story and you stretch it out over 12 issues.
Yeah.
You're doing it all wrong, kid.
With my resources, that'd be 12 lifetimes.
You don't have to finish it.
Okay. I see.
You just get bored of it, move on to something else. Yeah.
No,
I think there's a lost art to the standalone story and the one and done story. So kudos to you for doing a story like that.
I finished my novel. It was like 150,000 words. I took a look at the George Martin graphic novels, and they're like hundreds of pages, and 4 of them in order to do the smallest of his books. And I kind of thought to myself, I'm like, that sounds really expensive and time consuming. And I had these short stories, and I am just as proud of the short stories as my novel. So I was like, hell yeah, let's go. And Luke chose the Vikings. He had Vikings, lizard people, or reanimated soldier. He chose Vikings.
Reanimated Viking soldiers.
Oh yeah, let's go. Viking lizard orc soldiers. There you go.
Yes, I'm in.
But yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah. So first 50 backers of this campaign get a limited print poster.
Yeah,
I get a print poster.
Woo! Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I'm going to go through all the art of the comic after the fact, and I'm going to pluck all the best, quote unquote, which really just means my favorite, and I'm going to make a poster myself. I know a little bit about design work. I'm no Luke Stone, don't get me wrong, but I can put some stuff together a little bit. So I'm gonna come up with a really special poster for everybody at the end with all the best art. Maybe I'll throw every single character on there or something. Make it really cool for the first 50.
So young man,
ever expanding wall.
Awesome, man.
Young man, Aaron backed, which is in and of itself quite a seal of approval. Kudos to you for getting Aaron to shell out his hard-earned money on this. So, good job there.
I'm honored.
Thank you, Aaron.
Honored. Thank you.
Hey, guys, Immortal Rising, Volume 2.
Yes.
Or Issue 2. Is it volume or issue? I don't know. Either way, back it.
Yes. I understand Mortal Rising is based off of some pretty strong source material too, not to get sidetracked, but I think he's got some pretty strong inspirations there. So, but yeah,
I really enjoyed the first book, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, the first one was dope.
He's a super nice guy too. One of the inspirations I had from this is are you guys familiar? We were talking about Lemuria and Lost, Mew and Atlantis. Are you guys familiar with the Kensington Runestone?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Well, here you go. Here's my Kensington Runestone of my world of RK, which is like a grim dark, for lack of a better term, unforgivable type of fantasy world. I like to take all the tropes that we love, like look, orcs, right? There's dragons in this story. That's one of the things I advertise. There's lizard people. We all like a good dragonborn. If you're familiar with D&D, yes, there is dwarves in the novel, and there is a type of goblin in this story. Even there is a bit of goblin slaying. Shout outs to my new cover with the glowing eye going on. A little goblin slayer inspiration. But
always slay the goblins.
Yes, there is a bit of goblin slaying.
Just go on Tinder. You can find all of them there.
Oh, goblin, not nargoyle.
Yes. Yeah. And fantasy books. Come on, guys. Yes. Minecraft.
Yes, Minecraft.
I'm going to quickly go through all your tiers here so everyone knows what's available.
Okay. And ever evolving.
There's a lot of tiers. It's crazy. Okay, so starting off here, so you can get the print copy for $25. Here you get the black and white like manga version. Does that read backwards like a manga? No, I'm just joking.
Don't tempt me. I probably wouldn't do that, but yeah, not.
You get that for $25.
Yeah,
for 30.
When you take a Chris Faction gummy, you can.
Yeah.
No,
then you can.
Dude, I tried to watch Godzilla -1 after I took a gummy. I can't. can't read and think at the same time with a gummy.
Wasn't the Acolyte like one episode of the Acolyte like 14 Godzilla -1s? Like one episode was
Yeah,
like
I think so.
Yeah,
But
I may be wrong on the number.
the Acolyte doesn't exist in my reality.
Same. I mean, same. It's just funny to me, man.
It's an urban legend.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
2, Star Wars ended with Fate of the Jedi Apocalypse, the novel. That was the last Star Wars material to ever be released.
Yeah. We all know.
It's Star Wars Legacy War, the final 6 issues. But
that was great. I actually the Disney era wrap up of Clone Wars, and I liked Rebels seasons 1 through 3. Anyway, I'll go off. So y'all keep talking about this.
Yeah. Sorry.
you also have for an extra $5, you can get a hardcover version of the book.
Yep.
For 50, for 50, you get a signed combo pack. Includes 1 signed hardcover, as well as the bonus digitals as well. Sweet.
Yeah, and some extra loot in there. Yeah, some the basics, bookmark and stickers.
For anyone who's watching. Oh, sorry. Yeah, what were you saying?
You know how like fantasy stories, they always talk some sort of like high English and like, and then like you'll have some Scottish and some Irish and whatever. Like, why aren't there any fantasy characters that have Canadian accents
or talk jive?
You know,
you could
take off, eh?
Gonna take the boot.
Giants, half giants, like that folk.
Okay.
Something like that. Yeah, I don't know. That's my first thought. I don't know.
So you got $10 digital tier, which I highly encourage. And again, you don't have to worry about shipping. $10, you'll get the whole book. I'm starting to sort of see the light with this. I don't know if I'm still apprehensive. I'm old school about putting the Soltac digital, but yeah, I mean, in this economic times and money is tight, that's the way to go. For 15,
where I'm at basically is like, I think most people's apprehension is like worrying about leaking it and stuff like that. But I have a background with music. We leaked our own stuff on purpose, and it got us over 30,000 downloads on our music. So, I mean, that didn't equate to any money, but there is some notoriety in that. And I mean, it is what it is.
Ultimately, a goal is to get out to as many people and just to share it with the world.
And people who really support you will buy it.
Right.
That's true.
I have a story about a band, actually. Bring Me the Horizon had a moment like that in their career. Their album leaked like a month before it was supposed to come out. Everybody loved it. They bought it anyway when it came out. It could have broke their career, literally.
Right.
But it didn't. It actually propelled them to the next step. So there you go. Just do well, be undeniable, and respect.
Have a good album. If the album
be undeniable. Yeah. Deal with some good shit,
So for an extra $5, you can get the audio book, which before I had the glasses, that's exactly what I would have needed was to look at the pictures and have it read to me. So yeah, some people do like that because they just like to throw it on in the background, throw the audio book.
The pop up.
Yeah.
Can we get a pop up
that'd be cool.
for Craig?
That'd be cool.
Right.
I think
75.
I think I will be adding. I think I will be talking to Anvil Magazine about some sort of preview for everybody to actually view. Like I keep talking about the preview in Anvil, but like having like a PDF of available right here with like a chunk of it with all my lettering and stuff, because I'm lettering it myself. Like I mentioned the design work earlier. So yeah, that is something people can look forward to. I just wanted to wait to update it because it needs approval once you enter editing. So yeah, just gotta time it.
It's
a good thing you didn't do it right before the show. We encountered that.
Exactly.
Yeah, it happens.
All right, it's all right.
So 75, you get the Pop Collector's Edition. Yeah, that's crazy. That thing's packed.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be big, oversized.
Nice. Just like never mind. Yeah, I have an OnlyFans idea. Okay,
hit me up
with the orcs.
All right, so I told this to my coworkers, and
Dude, don't you don't we
They told me I was
you took the HR course.
Okay.
You're not supposed to.
So most of y'all know that I say most of y'all. I got no idea. 2 years ago, I had to have surgery on my stomach. So I have a scar that runs the full length of my stomach, like from my solar plexus all the way down to just above my crotch. And I was thinking, because it's slow at work during the summer, maybe I need to get a little bit of extra cash, is I take liquids and I pour it down the scar and we just video that. And then like we start off with like, maybe some Kool-Aid or, grape soda, something like that. But I want to, escalate and maybe get to ranch and then dip in my belly button. Is there a market for
There's
that?
a very small niche community that would go absolutely bonkers to see that. And we don't want to encourage them.
Okay, you're right. You're right. Thank you, Father Sandberg.
So Jackknife is telling us that he's our timekeeper. He's telling us we're in the home stretch here. We got to get our weekend going. But Craig behind the scenes is doing a little bit of keyboard work, and then we will refresh and see what the total is, total number of backers for this campaign. Andy, as we begin this wind down process, just spend a minute or two and say your history with comics, why you chose to go indie, and what you hope to what makes your book different from some of the other books that are out there. Just kind of speak from the heart for a minute or two.
Oh yeah, Fund My Comic. So that actually is right there, kind of its own. That's it right there. Fund My Comic kind of embodies a lot of like what this has to offer. Like the story made itself. Like sure, I got inspired by the weekly prompt and wrote it down and stuff like that, but it was published to Amazon for free, and from there it was self-evident enough to make just enough profit to get those first few pages, which I then could show to Anvil magazine, and it became an entire comic from there, right? And now the proof of concept is there. It's all there. I need help. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Sure.
Very good. Very good.
All right.
Okay.
My history with comics. Oh, sorry, I just had to mute because my son. But anyway, my history with comics. I have terrible eyesight, as you can see from my glasses. So like, I always veered more towards video games, comics, and movies. Stuff like that. So it's just always been a thing. More so than like actual prose. I get my share with audiobooks and comics. So.
All right, we've got 86 people watching live right now. 86 people. If you haven't backed the book, please back it this weekend. Craig is going to share the campaign and hit refresh, and we'll see how we did for young Andy here.
Guys, I've been listening to old canon Star Wars audiobooks, like the real Star Wars. I'm on Labyrinth of Evil. It's one of my favorites. I've read it like 4 times.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Nice. Okay, Craig, if you hit refresh.
Yeah.
Is this the refresh?
That is a refresh, but I will hit it one more time.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not joking. I can see the back room. The guy unplugged his computer. He's down and out. He's down and out hard. He is down and out hard. He is off the grid. Blackout in Canada.
Dude,
blackout in Canada. We're going to have to go. Oh, he's back. He's back.
When see, this is what happens when I try to do things. I hit the wrong button. Hold on. So here's
as Jack Knight points out, you've got 2 eyes now, buddy. No excuses.
That's totally on me. So here you go. Here's the refresh. Bam. So 9 backers.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
$305. So 5 extra backers tonight.
Hell yeah, man.
Nice.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
Nice. All right. We've got 83 people watching live. Thank you for hanging out with us. We will be here every Friday night. We will give you some laughs. We'll bring a spotlight to some new creators and some returning creators, absolutely indie creators. Thank you for spending time with us and hang out. And because every week, Craig has some nutty, wacky, off the wall outro video. Chris and I, we have no idea what it's going to be.
Nope.
Sometimes we get a little uncomfortable. but it's always funny. It's always funny.
Sometimes I
Andy-
don't even know what the show is going to be about at all.
That's right. Sometimes you don't even remember the show 10 minutes after we're done. You're so
Right.
That's
funked out.
relatable.
You're
That's
so funked
relatable.
out. All right. Thank you everybody for hanging out. And Andy, thanks for coming on. We look forward to having you on again next time on your next campaign. Good luck to you, sir. Keep plugging away.
Thank you for having me. And if any of you guys want to come on my show, I would love to have you.
Sounds good.
Absolutely.
Look forward to it.
Guys,
All right.
kapow that like button. Tell Craig to hurry it up. I got to pee, man.
And please, if you haven't already, subscribe to Mad Ruth. That's what keeps us going. But with that said, enjoy the outro and have a great weekend, everyone.